Hello, viewers. You're all welcome to the maiden edition of the All Progressives Congress Akwa Ibom State Chapter Media and Publicity Committee Media Chart. It's a maiden edition, and once again, I'd like to say welcome to you. The essence of this media interaction is to enable supporters of the APC, that's the party here, to get to know and interact, have an interaction with all its candidates being fielded in the 2023 election. My guest on the hot seat today is Dr. Patrick Umoh. Dr. Patrick Umoh is the APC candidate for Ikot Ekpene, Essien Udim, and Obot Akara federal constituency. So you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Iris.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Same here.
All right. So, you have emerged the candidate of your party, the APC. I'd like you to tell us very quickly the experience. What was it like?
Well, first and foremost, I thank you for hosting me.
Yeah.
I am grateful to God, grateful to the party, the APC, for trusting me enough with the mandate to represent them at the general elections. So I feel good, I feel happy.
Was it very challenging?
Of course.
Okay.
Nothing good comes easy.
Yeah.
So we thank God, thank the people, and I trust God to give us capacity to be at our best for the party, for my constituency, and for our country.
All right.
So I'm grateful to the people. Above all, I'm grateful to God and those who encouraged me. Grateful to my party, my family, everybody. I'm grateful. That's all.
All right. Now you have emerged as a candidate of your party, the APC. Let's get to know who you are, where you're coming from, and why you think you're the best man for the job.
Wow.
So who is Dr. Patrick Umoh?
Well, my name is Dr. Patrick Umoh. I come from a wonderful village, Ikot Ekpene. Ikot Ekpene is in Ikorobia, Ward 2, Obot Akara local government area of Akwa Ibom. I started my primary education, got to a minor seminary, trained to be a Catholic priest, but changed my mind to read law. So I got into the university. Studied law for 5 years.
Okay.
I went to law school, came back from law school, did my master's, and after master's did my PhD. I lectured in the University of Umoh. My area is international environmental law, climate change. But I taught oil and gas law and the law of thoughts. Away from that, I've had my stint in politics.
Oh, you have?
Yes, I have. While at the Faculty of Law, I was the president of the Law Faculty Students, the Law Students Association of Nigeria, LAWSA. Then I was also at the Students' Parliament, and then I was part of the micro politics in the university community. And so it gave me an edge to get interested in the macro politics. And so I was a secretary of my local government in 2012 to 2016. I was secretary of the local government, executive, when the executive council was there, and then during the transition committee. And so I did that. I was appointed here I was in the scholarship board briefly before I resigned.
Okay.
Anyway, that board wasn't inaugurated, so it's safe to just abandon that part.
Okay.
Because I had to join the APC.
Okay.
In solidarity with my boss, Senator Godswill Akpabio, because I was working in his firm, and I felt it was good to move with him, and I have no regrets. And so that's how it is. I am married. I have 3 children. Married to a wonderful wife who is my friend.
Okay.
And I'm a Catholic, I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Knight of St. John International. And I love writing, I love reading, I love football. I play keyboard passionately.
Okay.
And I make friends easily.
Beautiful then.
That's who I am.
That's who you are. Well, very interesting also is the fact that you're coming from a very organized, I'm not saying politics isn't organized, but you're coming from a very organized academic, background. There are notions from certain quarters that politics is a dirty kind of game. What prompted you to think of going into politics, so to say?
I don't think politics is dirty. For instance, I'm principled, so I don't think politics is dirty. If you play by the rules. So sometimes you find challenges, sometimes you're betrayed, sometimes you get frustrated, but you keep on keeping on.
Okay.
And so for me, an exciting thing to be a politician, because it's one sure way to serve your people. So if you sit down and say politics is a dirty game, we can't make impact.
Right.
As a private person, it's important to get into politics. As a private person, for instance, you can feed your family, you can take care of your immediate needs, but you can't serve the community. If you do it, it will be at a very minimal level.
Okay.
But if you get into politics, if you participate actively in politics, you influence decisions or policies of government, and you can help the people. You're a strong opinion holder, for instance.
Yeah.
It's not as good as holding public office to serve your people, because they look up to you. For some of us who find this as a vocation, we trust God to give us that enablement to serve the people, and the window is here. So we harness all that we have in the interest of the people, so that we can have that focus for the people. So it's not a dirty game. It's an exciting thing to be a politician if you play by the rules and you hold the office in trust for the people. So it is the people. It can't be dirty when it is about the people.
I'm going to ask you a very pointed
About
question
service.
here. You have talked so much about politics being a platform, a good platform to serve your people. Do you want to represent your people for them, or are you going there for yourself?
I will represent my people for them. It's simple. I've lived my life representing people.
How so?
Working for people. I'm a lawyer. I've done pro bono cases without collecting a dime from people as professional fees.
Okay.
I've done a lot of pro bono cases. I still have some pending in courts, and I have lawyers who also assist me. Sometimes when the cases come up too many, I try to assign them to my friends to help me do that. But I am consistent about it because I believe in people. I've done some campaigns trying to get people interested in people, because life can be very challenging. When you are focused on people, it can be very challenging, but we do it because God gives grace for us to serve. So it's pro people completely. It's pro people.
And not about your
As a
interests.
lawyer, for instance, I can afford 3 square meals.
Okay.
Of course, I have been a staff of the University of Umoh, so salaries come even though ASU is on strike. But at least if I write my books and sell, present seminars, present papers,
Okay.
go to court, I should be able to afford 3 square meals for my family. But that is not that. It is beyond self. It is beyond family. It's the people. I don't know how much I will make to be able to construct a road from Owa Junction, for instance, to my village, to my local government, because we don't have the access road.
Okay.
I don't know how to think about buying the laterite across that span, to think about the drains across that span, to think about the asphalt across that span. It will not be easy to get the personal resources to do that. But if you're in government, you will draw the attention of government to where you come from and to other places, so that people can have access to good roads, quality education, healthcare, and all that. And from where I come from, we're lagging behind. So not just where I live, but across my entire local government areas, you can count the roads that are tied. The topography there is a challenging one, I agree. But then, for instance, if you need government to fund some ecological challenges you have in Obot Akara, for instance, you find it very difficult. If you go to where you have the Ikot area, it's terrible. No private individual can fund the construction of that road. But if you're in government and you're interested in your people, you get government to be interested in that place, and they will do things. And you have the youth there, most of whom desire to have the level of exposure that can sustain them. And so that sustainability is important, the future of the youth and all that. So you can't do that as a private person. The other challenges, Obot, for instance, is rich in terms of natural resource.
Oh, really?
We of course, years back we had the Gouda Ultimate Search, and it was there. If you go there, it's biodiversity there is rich. So if you get government to be interested, there are a lot of things that can be harnessed there to sustain the livelihood of the place. Yes, it's a largely agrarian community or local government, but government can also inject some medium scale assistance or small medium scale assistance to people who are interested in doing business. A whole lot. So it's challenging. You'll be shocked to know that a lot of people are looking up to some of us. And so this thing does not, like the Bible says, no one takes this honor upon himself. God has brought this grace, so we must work for people.
Okay.
That's where we find our satisfaction.
So your ambition is purely people-centric?
It's people-centric.
All right.
It's centered on the people.
All right, let's talk about the acceptance. I know you campaigned across your entire federal constituency before emerging candidate of the party. I'd like to ask you, now that you are the candidate of the party, what's the acceptance level like? Have you interacted with your people? Are they happy that you are the one going to represent them?
You see, I have I grew up in my village.
Oh.
Yes,
So you're a village boy?
I don't know if I'm a village boy.
You're a village boy?
I had exposure too.
Okay.
You know, but I had exposure in the sense that my parents were exposed.
Okay.
So it wasn't that I was limited as a village boy in the context of what you're talking about.
No, not in that context.
I traveled. I had to travel to places with my dad and my mom. So it wasn't that I was stuck.
But you grew up having this village experience. Like, you know what it means to not have good access roads. You know what it means to not have good access to proper health care.
Of course.
All right.
Of course, I know what that means.
Okay.
You know, you can drive over 18 kilometers not seeing quality health facility for my people.
My God.
That's the reality. You can drive for about 18 kilometers without seeing a third road.
That's a long stretch.
Oh, so it was recently that the Honourable Minister Niger Delta Affairs, now the candidate of the APC, came to our aid, and we now have there's an ongoing construction to where I come from, and then it will link Owa to Ntodino. Before now, we never even had a road to access my local government.
Really?
So it was when His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpabio was appointed minister that he came to our aid. And so the road construction is ongoing.
Right.
And I know my people are grateful to him because we didn't feel part of what is going on. You know, having to get to a third road will take you a long time. When I had the child education of my first child, my friends had to really tell me, look, you need to bring government to your people. So that's it. So we are concerned as a people that things should change, and I'm committed to give my best so that my people can have that liberation. There is no going back. So we're serious about what we're doing. We're serious about what we want for our people, and we trust God to give us that enablement to achieve what we have set out to achieve. So I grew up with them. I know the poverty level. It's something else. So I am committed. Each time I see them, each time I see my people, each time I have to interact with them, I feel for them. Now about acceptance.
Yeah.
I had been president of Obot Akara students worldwide. That's in all the universities across Nigeria who are indigenous of Obot Akara. And so I'm not a stranger in Obot Akara. I had been secretary. I think if we check the records, I think I was the longest secretary of that local government. I served from 2012 to 2015. I was reappointed into the transition committee. So I have had my time with them, and I'm titled. So it is clear and obvious to say that the acceptance is not here. And my party is excited to have me keep the flag of the party to flag at the 2023 elections. You know, they know I'm doubly qualified, and they have confidence that I'll do well. So I'll make my party proud. I'll make Akwa Ibom people proud, and I'll make Nigerians proud of me. And I know this is the time to do it for my people. So
talking about Nigeria.
It is my people, my people.
All right. So talking about Nigeria here, you've mentioned you've taken us to a very critical part. Before you emerge, should I say, before you win the election, you need Nigerians. And you are of the APC, as it were. I'd like you to very briefly, say a few minutes, tell us, can you categorically say that APC at the federal has done so well enough, so much that Nigerians, should support them again come 2023? Do you think your party stands a chance?
Of course. Besides the fact that my party has a structure across the length and breadth of Nigeria, the APC has done well. APC has done well. The deliverables are clear. The indices are there. you look at what is happening across the region, for instance, in the Niger Delta, you better applaud the immediate past minister, Niger Delta Affairs, for the impact that he has made and the successes recorded or achievements recorded in these past years as minister. So you take it off from there, go to the center. If you look at what the president has done, I think he has tried. But we'll build on those strides of this present government and make Nigerians feel good. So for me, I feel it is commendable, but we still have a lot more to do so that our people can enjoy the dividends of democracy. So I salute them. I salute my party at the center and across the states who are fortunate to have APC as governors. I think I'm satisfied that if we inject, if we come together, we can do better in the next government.
All
this
right.
one is winding up.
Of course.
So, some of these social programs that people have taken benefits of, it has gone down well. So I feel it's satisfactory.
All right. There's a frenzy at this point in time in Nigeria, or should I say this new awareness, talking about people going to get their PVCs. Now, with the amendment of the Electoral Act, it appears as though the elections in 2023 votes will really count. I'd like to ask you here, do you have faith in INEC to conducting a free, fair, credible election in 2023? With, of course, pointing to the fact that the Electoral Act in itself has been amended.
Well, I say the truth. The reality is that I've never lost faith in my country because we don't have another country but Nigeria. And so INEC is empowered by law to conduct elections. And from what we have seen from INEC, I think they are ready to conduct a free, fair, and credible elections. So I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic about my country. I'm optimistic about the next elections, particularly because I'm involved. So we trust that things will work the way God wants it. How will I do?
Conducting a free and fair election, you want that. And so I'm going to ask you, will our PVCs in 2023 count? There are clamors from every quarter. Go get your PVC, be a part of the change process. Your votes will count in 2023. What's your take on this sudden awakening of Nigerians regarding the elections come 2023?
I think it's a welcome development in the sense that there was almost mass apathy about elections in Nigeria because of the experiences of people. You find people going to vote and then the ballot boxes are not there and all that. Of course, you know these experiences. They were live experiences that we all experienced. And so for me, the orientation, the awareness is a good development.
Okay.
And I've seen that they've extended the time frame for registration of voters. That will help in the choice of leaders for this country. And I'm optimistic that it will go a long way to help Nigerians in the future. So it's a welcome development, not just for our democracy, but in the interest of all Nigerians.
Have you taken the message to your federal constituency? Have you told your people to go get their PVCs and be a part of the election in 2023?
Absolutely. I mean, if I don't encourage people to come out and register and have PVCs, how will I win elections? The basis of winning elections is to have people who love you, people who believe in you, having their PVCs to vote. So if they have PVCs, the equation is clear. They will vote for you. So we are doing a lot to assist INEC so that people can register. Then we can actually, and it will help us in a number of ways. The statistics will help Nigeria as a country to plan. To help Nigeria as a country to plan. It will also, if you synchronize that with what the National Population Commission does year in, year out, you see that it's going to help our country. So we can work with data. And without working with data, we can't plan the country. Our budget will be faulty. So it's a welcome development. I encourage all Nigerians. I encourage my supporters, those who believe in me. In fact, even beyond those who do not trust that the APC should win election, go out and get your PVC, and then look at us, assess us, and then choose for Nigeria who should lead them. Choose for Nigeria. But I know that the APC will win elections. Our candidate in APC has capacity, so I'm sure all things being equal, we should win elections and transform Nigeria. So it is good to have your PVC because that's who you are. That's your identity as a Nigerian.
And so you have faith that indeed PVCs will count in 2023. That's PVCs of Nigerians will count in 2023.
I have faith, deep faith, implicit faith in the fact that the PVCs, the votes will count at the end of the day. So we need to do that, give that drive, give that verve to people, especially those who express apathy, that it's going to work this time. So I have confidence in INEC to conduct that election.
All right, let's talk about, you are quite young and going to represent your people. Indeed, lots of young people will be very happy to see that happen. Be that as it may, I'd like to ask you, yes, we're not campaigning, but I'd like to ask you what you make of young people in your federal constituency and what you intend, let's say, for instance, by Providence, somehow God takes you there, but we're not campaigning. But I'd like you to talk about young people here in your federal constituency. What are the challenges and what are those immediate things you will do, to addressing most of these challenges?
Yeah, you see, the point is, I try to be very careful when having chats like this, especially when it is meant for the public, because INEC has not approved we start
of course I know,
yet.
but I know you have challenges.
Yes. Young people who require serious attention because the future is here. They are the ones to face the market, the emerging market. They are the ones that's the economy of our country. They have a lot to do that will affect the economy of Nigeria. Because if you look at the population, they're the largest in terms of number. And so we need to give them some attention.
Would you give them that attention?
Of course, I might not a young man. I still have years ahead of me. So if I'm serious about what I'm doing, then it is I should be interested in the youth because I'm one. So it's not a child's play. We will commit our minds to it, and then we'll see how to help them.
Before now, what have you done to, support young persons from your constituency before now?
I've done as a private person.
Yes, as a private person.
First, I've been very involved in trying to give them proper orientation, and two, I've tried to get most of them to get trained. Some in carpentry and in plumbing.
Oh, you have done that as a private person?
Yes, I've done that. Some are trained in Haifa. Haifa woodwork is in Ikot Ekpene. I have some people I gave to the priest there. It's a Catholic facility. I gave the priest there to train them on carpentry. The priest is barely in charge, but it's a partnership between the Catholic Church and some foreign donors. So we've tried to do that, and then some are doing plumbing. That I did as a private person.
Oh.
I didn't do it when I was in government. I did it outside government as a private person. So trying to redirect their focus. Because
do you talk with them? Do you engage with them from time to time?
Of course, I try to engage with them from time to time. I visit them. I visit the facility. I talk to the priest who is there. And he's doing a nice job for those children. So they're doing well. Some have fallen astray though. Not all will be interested. Some are falling astray. Like one had to run away from the place because of the training. But you can be rest assured some of them are doing well. Okay. And then the one doing plumbing, I'm sure is rounding up now. And then some doing electricals and all that. So I try to do those ones. And then a few of them in the university that I can afford to assist. I also do that.
Oh, you do?
I counsel some. I pay fees for some. Those I can. Some also come under the guise that they need fees. Meanwhile, they're not even in the university. So we have a way of finding out these things. I remember one who came to me and said he has project to write. I said, what's your topic? Who is your supervisor? He didn't know the next answer because I was ready to call who was supervisor to verify whether or not to give the assistance. When I was sure it was a lie, I had to tell him, look, we need to meet again. And then we met again. I tried to talk to him.
Okay.
Of course. So we do those things. Counseling. You see, young people actually need somebody to talk to. It's not really about money. Most times it's not really about what you have to give to them. They just need a listening ear. Yeah.
Do you create that accessibility? Are you accessible? Do they have, for instance, a young person out of school who doesn't know what to do? Can the person walk up to you and say, hey, sir, this is my challenges. Can you put me through? Do you have that? Are you accessible?
Of course, I am accessible. You know, I've lived my life this way. So it's not difficult to access me. I don't have a policeman going about with me. So anybody can access me. I go to the open market. I buy things from anybody can see me anywhere. I go to teach in the university. People come in, they know that I'm there, they see me. Until I strike. So I said that in my resignation to contest, which is to say I've left that side now.
Okay.
Anyway, let's take this course for the people.
All right. So in all, I'd like to say we're almost out of time here, but very quickly, I'd like us to summarize. What has been your experiences like, and what are you bringing to the table differently from, yes, like I said earlier, just getting to know you and what's in your mind so people can have this understanding of where you're coming from and where you want to take them to. So overall, what are you bringing to the table that is new?
Well, I'll be different. And the experience will be a wonderful one. That's the premise.
All right.
We will be committed to the people. I have designed what to do for my people.
Oh, you have?
I don't want to talk about it now because of
of course, yes.
Campaign.
Yes.
I also do not want my opponents to steal my ideas, so I won't say it on air.
Oh.
You will see it when we get there. When we get to the bridge, we'll cross it.
We'll cross it.
So we're ready.
So you're well prepared?
Very prepared.
Were you prepared? Did you envisage that you were going to represent your people at one time, or did it just happen spontaneously and you just woke up and say, hey, I want to go there? Were you prepared? Did you groom your mind that when I go there, these are bills I'm going to sponsor, these are things I'm going to do? Are you well prepared?
Oh, yes. I have been interested in being a parliamentarian. I tried, many years back, I tried to be in the House of Assembly, tried again, but this time I have the mandate of my party to fly the flag. In those days, I couldn't have it, but now I have it.
Are your visions for your people clear enough?
Very clear. Very clear. Nigeria requires, we have a lot to do for Nigeria. You see, if you look at the current situation now, the market now is ICT. And, we are backward in telecommunications or ICT. And so we'll explore that area. There's the next one we call the blue economy, ocean governance. Our resources are largely untapped. If you go to Ibaka, go to the coast, to Taiwan, and the coastlines, we have huge resources there that are largely untapped. The know-how is not there. We need to train people. We need to develop manpower. That's where we'll target youth. Let me leave it there. I don't want my plans to be done.
It's okay. I think that's much you can take on the program today. Thank you very much. It's been a very pleasant chat here with Dr. Patrick Umoh. He is, I think, the candidate of the APC for Ikot Ekpene, Essien Udim, Obot Akara Federal Constituency, talking to us today on the maiden edition of the APC Media Chat. You're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. And to you who listened, to you who watched us from wherever you are across the world, do well to join us again on Monday. We'll be having another guest here, more or less like a tete-a-tete with the candidate of the party that has emerged over to represent the party in the 2023 election. We had Dr. Patrick Umoh as our first guest, and I'm sure we'll be having some other person join us here on Monday for another session here. Thank you very much, and do stay blessed and have a nice day.
Come out.